Are you ready to hear the story of how the first Anunnaki landed on Earth? Now, I know you've seen all of the vast variety of videos and AI images and AI videos talking about how the Anunnaki came to Earth, created mankind, but it didn't exactly go that way. That is a distorted, abbreviated story of what actually happened. So let me tell you the real story of what actually happened. We have a Lalu that is finally in the proximity of Earth. Now, in the Lost Book of Enki, it does go into detail describing each planet. But since I don't do content to convince people that this is real, and it's more about telling the story of who they are as people, as individuals, I found that kind of boring, so I'm going to leave that out for now, and maybe we'll come back to it later. So Alalu, the dethroned king of Nibiru, escapes with a spaceship from his planet, gets to the part where there's the hammered bracelet, and there were other attempts of the Anunnaki to go to the hammered bracelet to retrieve gold to fix their atmosphere, but their spaceships didn't return. It was not a successful mission. So Alalu, first of all, had to maneuver and strategize how to pass through the hammered bracelet. Since he was in a spaceship that had nuclear weapons on it, as soon as he started seeing all the huge asteroids and debris, he started shooting at it, clearing a path for himself. So his strategy worked, and again, he was terrified because no one had ever done this journey before him. Typically, you would send trained astronauts. He was the king. He wasn't trained for this, but he had great knowledge. He finally arrived to the seventh planet in the sky, Earth. He describes it as being covered in snow, snowy Earth. Alalu set his course towards the planet to land on it and describes it as a very inviting place. In his own words, this catchy ball was much smaller than Nibiru. In fact, Nibiru is known to be at least 8 times larger than Earth, hence the larger people. He also says its catching net was weaker than that of Nibiru's, and it also had a thinner atmosphere than Nibiru did. And he was fascinated by the clouds swirling. Below him, he describes the Earth as being broken up into 3 pieces. He says that the top of the planet was snowy white, that there was brown in the middle and blue at the bottom. Snow, earth, water. And in the middle, you could see both dry land as well as all of the oceans. I have reached my goal, he exclaims. Then he uses some sort of technology that sends down a beam into Earth to study what it was made out of. Just like we do when we go and explore other planets now. The beam went straight down, he shouted with excitement. Gold, a lot of gold was shown by the beam. It was under a dark area, and in the water as well. With his heart racing, Alalu decided to think about how to land. He was worried that if he would land on the dry land that he would crash. Or should he land straight in the water where, hypothetically, he could have sank? In his own words, sink into oblivion. How will Alalu stay alive? Alalu at this point had discovered the gold, but he was stuck where to land, so he wasn't moving in the eagle's seat. And he let the chariot be driven by fate. Probably this means that he just put his hands up and put the automatic pilot on and hoped for the best. His chariot now moved fast because it was caught in the Earth's net. What I believe they're describing and calling gravity. The net. The eagle's wings lit up and spread out. Again, we're talking about the spacecraft. To be continued in the next episode. If you'd like to catch up on the rest of the story, the episodes are in this playlist.